When I was a teenager, love was something I often heard about but never truly understood. I was surrounded by stories of people falling head over heels, losing themselves completely in their emotions, and forgetting about everything else. It baffled me how someone could become so consumed by love that they would let it take over their entire life. I saw people making choices that led to heartbreak and despair, all in the name of love. Some of them, in their attempts to cope with the pain of unrequited love or failed relationships, turned to drinking and other self-destructive behaviors. Watching this unfold around me filled my heart with fear and made me question the value of love. The idea of giving someone that much power over my happiness and well-being was terrifying. As I grew older, my fear of love only deepened. I had witnessed enough sad endings and heartbreaks to convince myself that love was something to be avoided at all costs. I couldn't understand why people would willingly put themselves in such vulnerable positions. The idea of love scared me so much that I began to actively run away from any feelings that even remotely resembled affection. Whenever someone showed interest in me, I would immediately shut them down, rejecting them without a second thought. My focus was solely on my career, and I believed that by dedicating myself to my work, I could avoid the pitfalls of love that I had seen others fall into. I became so closed off that I wouldn't even entertain the idea of love. My friends would talk about their crushes or their plans to confess their feelings to someone they liked, but I would distance myself from those conversations. I didn't support their romantic endeavors because I had convinced myself that love only led to pain. They would tell me that one day I would fall in love and finally understand why it was such a special feeling, but I couldn't imagine myself ever letting someone get close enough to me for that to happen. I built walls around myself, speaking only as much as was necessary and never engaging in any form of flirting or emotional connection. People began to see me as arrogant or aloof, but in reality, I was just trying to protect myself from the potential pain that love could bring. I didn't want to end up like the others I had seen, heartbroken and lost. However, life has a way of surprising us when we least expect it. There's a saying that you don't choose love, love chooses you. No matter how much you try to run away from it, what's meant for you will find its way into your life. And that's exactly what happened to me. Love knocked on my door in the form of you, and for the first time, I found myself unable to turn away. Even though I tried to maintain my distance, something about you drew me in. At first, I spoke very little with you, trying to keep my emotions in check, but I couldn't help being intrigued by you. I wanted to know everything about you, your thoughts, your behaviors, your experiences. You were so different from anyone I had ever met before, dignified, composed, and thoughtful. You carried yourself with a grace and confidence that set you apart from the people I encountered on a regular basis. As we continued to meet and get to know each other, I found myself respecting and admiring you more and more. Without even realizing it, I began to look forward to our conversations, to the moments we spent together. My mind would drift to thoughts of you throughout the day, and I started to feel a sense of sadness whenever we didn't see each other. It was a strange and unfamiliar feeling for me, but it was also undeniable. My friends, who had known me for years, began to notice the change in me. They confronted me, and with their help, I finally came to terms with my true feelings. I had fallen in love with you, and it was a revelation that shook me to my core. After falling in love with you, I realized that love itself is not the reason for people's misery. The pain and suffering I had witnessed weren't the fault of love, but rather a result of people not understanding the true meaning of love or recognizing where they were making mistakes. Love, when experienced in its truest form, is not something to be feared. It is a beautiful and transformative force that can bring immense joy and fulfillment. Now that I have fallen in love with you, I am incredibly happy. But I also understand that life is unpredictable, and if, in the future, you decide to move away from me, I won't hold it against you. I will cherish the memories we have created and feel grateful for the opportunity to experience love in its purest form. Thank you, sweetheart, for being a blessing in my life. You have taught me the true meaning of love and shown me that it is not something to be feared, but rather embraced with an open heart. I am forever grateful for the love we share and the happiness it has brought into my life. Sweetheart, is there something bothering you? I couldn't help but feel a shift in your energy last night, and it's been on my mind ever since. It's strange how, even when we're apart, I can still sense when something is off with you. Last night, I was feeling perfectly fine, but then, out of nowhere, this wave of unease washed over me. It was almost as if I could feel your emotions merging with mine, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something was troubling you. The connection we share is so deep and strong that even in the quiet moments, I can pick up on the subtle changes in your mood. It felt like you were a little upset, and ever since, I've been worried about you. What really heightened my concern was that I didn't see you online last night. Usually, we have our little moments of connection, even if it's just a quick chat or a shared meme, but last night was different. The silence made me anxious, and I couldn't help but wonder what was going on with you. Are you feeling better now? I've been thinking about you nonstop, sending you positive energy and love, hoping that it might help lift your spirits even just a little bit. I even sent you a telepathic message. Call me crazy, but I believe in the power of our connection. I hope you received it, and it brought you some comfort. I know life can get overwhelming at times, and it's easy to feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. But you don't have to go through it alone. Do you have any close friends you can talk to about what's troubling you? Sometimes, just sharing your thoughts and feelings with someone who cares can make all the difference. It can be so healing to voice what's on your mind and heart, to let someone in and allow them to support you. It's okay to lean on others, to let them be there for you when you need it most. If, for any reason, you don't feel like talking to anyone right now, I completely understand. Sometimes, it's hard to put our feelings into words, or maybe you just don't feel ready to share them. In that case, I have a suggestion that might help. Try writing everything down in detail on a piece of paper. Write about what's been bothering you, your worries, your fears, everything. Don't hold back, just let it all out. Then, once you've poured your heart onto the paper, take it and burn it. As you watch the flames consume the paper, say to yourself, all my tensions and worries are being released with these flames. It might sound a bit unconventional, but I've found it to be a powerful ritual. There's something incredibly cathartic about watching your troubles go up in smoke, like you're releasing them into the universe to be transformed. You'll feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders, like you've made space for peace and calm to enter your life. While you're at it, how about treating yourself to something nice? Order something delicious to eat, something that brings you joy and comfort. Sometimes, the simplest things can make a big difference. A good meal, your favorite dessert, or even just a cup of tea can be a small act of self-care that helps you feel more grounded and connected to yourself. I know I might sound a bit too commanding right now, but I'm only saying these things because I care about you so much. I'm worried, and all I want is to see you happy and at ease again. When you love someone as deeply as I love you, their pain becomes your pain, and all you want to do is take it away, to bring back the smile that lights up their face. If I could, I'd be there with you right now, doing everything in my power to make you feel better. I'd hold you close, listen to everything on your mind, and do whatever it takes to bring you comfort. But since I can't be there in person, I'm sharing these thoughts and suggestions with you, hoping they might help in some way. Please remember that you are incredibly loved. Even when I'm not with you, my heart is always with you, sending you love and light. Someone is out there, working on ways to reach you, to bring more joy into your life. You just need to take care of yourself for a little while longer, and soon, you'll have someone by your side who will leave no stone unturned to make you smile. So, keep your chin up, my love. You are stronger than you know, and you can face anything that comes your way with your head held high. I believe in you, and I'm here for you, always.